Hello everybody. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good day. Dee Dee, Sexiest, good morning to you. Peter, good to see you, buddy. Sorry you're on your way to work. Hopefully it's an easy day for you. I thought we did add that. Well, crap. Easy fix. Okay, nice. Thank you, Dee Dee. Good to see everybody. So like I had said when I first set up the schedule, Thursdays will kind of flip-flop sometimes between the Polaris server and the hardcore world. And I've been kind of stuck on, 2 streams now, doing the Moss Farm and going into a third. So I took some time in between streams and designed the Moss Farm and got it working perfectly and created a schematic for it, and that's the plan for today. So we've already got all the materials, and it should go by relatively quickly. We won't have to worry so much about figuring things out and problem solving. Hopefully everything goes right the first time. And I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. Used a little bit of help from several different YouTube videos over the years, so it's kind of hard to credit exactly who. But it was more of concepts, not their actual circuits or anything. I tried to either design it completely myself or pick one person's design and copy it perfectly and credit them. Well, you'll be listening in today while working. Hopefully your internet won't be bad and keep the stream loading. Yeah, hopefully not. Speaking of, I actually noticed quite a large bitrate fluctuation right at the beginning of the stream while we were still in the starting screen. It seems to have leveled out back to normal, but it dropped pretty low for a moment there and then shot up to over twice what it should be at. But hopefully it holds strong. It seems to be now. So, I don't know. We just had a No, not too bad of a storm, just really high winds compared to most go by. And it's kind of coming back right now. Doesn't seem to be quite as strong, so hopefully no issues, but if things do start to get or the stream itself starts to get laggy, or we have any interruptions to stream, it's probably because of the storm. So like normal, I'll try to get back as quick as possible, and if the worst comes to worst, I'll just have to let everybody know that we'll have to stop, but I don't expect to. My city's pretty used to storms like this, and it takes something particularly nasty to really cause too much trouble. Well, I suppose we should go ahead and jump in. Hello everybody. How's it going? As you can see over my shoulder, we've got, I actually got all 3 of the skeleton horses together and in that little makeshift pen. They're completely out of the way of what we're doing, so they can stay there for now until we can figure out a more permanent solution, probably getting them back to the base island. Or, I don't know, maybe we'll come up with a better idea. And as you can see, I've started to lay out some of the initial blocks, trying to really get all the building up out of the water. Haven't been able to get everything yet. We are going to need, and we're already to the point of needing moss, and then something I didn't think about recently. I've obviously thought about all the materials, but we're going to need green terracotta. So we may have to set up something, a cactus farm, nothing too crazy. But that will be after this project for sure. You've had constant heavy rains past 3 days here in Kansas. Yeah, we've been getting it too, dude. Like, what was it? Not last night, but the night before. The band of the storm, like, just pretty much centered on us as it traveled north. So that's probably what you've been dealing with too. Nothing too bad for me, I guess, but I'm kind of used to going through hurricanes and stuff here, living on the Gulf Coast. We're kind of lucky where we're at. There seems to be kind of a pressure bubble around us that keeps the worst of the storms away, typically, or at least keeps the worst of the damage away. We do tend to get heavier rains, though, especially with hurricanes, but we normally don't have too much issues with flooding unless you live really, really close to the water. Did they at least play good music when they were there? Talking about Kansas. Wow. Anyways. There we go. You can see here, I've been doing a lot of work. It doesn't feel like it's a whole lot visually, and we still have more room to go. If we turn this on, you can see where I've been working at it one layer at a time. And if I really pull out here, you can really see the scale of what we're working with. One thing I did change, though, I did add the crafting tweak, so that whenever you are making, turning logs into wood, so you have the 6-sided bark blocks, we're not going to be losing any materials that way. And that's going to cut the cost down by 25%, since the whole thing's designed with wood, not logs. I'll try not to get too worried about having them turn the right direction. Like if you look over there, you can see there's some that are kind of messed up and pointed the wrong direction, but it's not going to make a big difference when you're looking from afar. And if you notice, I'm currently standing in a second box. And that's what we're going to be working on today primarily. And if we get done with that, then we'll end up working more on placing the dark oak around. We may have to farm it, which we don't have an automatic farm, but I do have a plot of land here. We can grow 4 dark oak trees, and with the fortune hoe, we're able to get more saplings than we need, so we don't have to worry about maximizing like how many leaves grow or anything. Alright, Peter, have a good lurk. Again, hope you have an easy day today and a safe day. Things have been kind of getting crazy out there. Heck, just a few nights ago there was an incident quite a bit down the street from where I work. But there was a shooting between, I believe it was something domestic, but it had occurred at at or outside of a fitness club. And when I was working, like within a 30-minute period, I saw about 13 police SUVs flying by with their sirens on. And then the horrible incident that's happened recently at the school, and that was just... It's a bit crazy out there right now, so just be careful, everybody. Let's see, if I open up Lightmatica, go to Configuration, and Render Layers, and we go to All Layers, we now have a new moss farm design. And you may notice the old one's already been torn down. But this is compacted more. It's working better. It may not be the best design, like this is not the most compact way to do this, but it worked. The timing on it's perfect, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. And the farm itself is going to be up out of the way. If we want to, we can put a layer between the farm and this area so that you don't actually see it. But it runs off of the clock here. The magenta. The green is the part creating the or pushing the stone blocks that are made. The red's lava, the blues, the containing the water. And just like we were doing last time, it's just going to push the stone this way, create moss, and then break it and turn everything down here. Now the nice thing, I've got a sorter now, and it can handle 2 pulling moss blocks, so we'll end up collecting moss blocks here, and it will still generate more than enough bone meal to keep running. And it all will just go up this way, and up and over. And I've also designed it to where if it backs up far enough, we can actually use that bone meal and move it somewhere else. Another little feature is the farm, if it completely backs up entirely, it will turn off. That's what this yellow line is for. And I think, it's not on here, but I think I'm going to just add a simple off switch to the filter here. So if we just are done with the moss, we can just turn it off, even if it's not full. But other than that, the farm should be able to just keep running the whole time we're working on the project and just keep generating the resources for us. And I've got everything we need right here. Went ahead and gathered up all the resources, crafted all the materials we needed. Now, it's not all the same block, obviously. I'm not going to do the different concretes here. I was just going to use deep slate probably, because it's what's handy. And we did bring a bunch of it with us. Likewise, instead of the obsidian that are placed to keep the stone from going too far in a few different places, we're simply going to be using furnaces. So let me just turn that off for a moment, come down here and sleep, and then I'm going to just sort the inventory out a little bit, give us some more room to work with, and grab a crafting table and some building blocks. And probably if we have I don't think we have one here, but we have enough with us. We can go ahead and make stone cutter. Let's see, what else can we get rid of? We should probably go ahead and just grab some rockets. Now that can go away. That can go. Really don't need much else here. And then what else? Crafting table. And that should be it. Hey, nice. Thanks for the project command. And the update. Okay. Although it does dawn on me that I'll end up needing some filters for the sorters, and we have some back at base, but we don't need to go back to do that. We can just use something else, and if we really wanted to, replace them later. So we will go ahead and use this tree as our starting point. And now I guess we can just start right here. And we'll just give us a good place to work with already. Okay. So first would be we're going to be kind of building that. Should I go ahead and branch out and start from the beginning? Maybe that would make more sense, especially for anyone that's trying to figure out how this works. Okay, so for this part we're going to need some sticky pistons. We'll need some redstone. We'll need to make one redstone block. 2 hoppers. Actually, we can just go ahead and grab a lot of this stuff, if not all of it. Yeah, we'll just grab everything. And then we'll come back for the buckets once we're ready for them. Well, hello, Queen Lilith. Thanks for hanging out today. Nice to see you. Let's see, and I guess we'll go polished deep slate for this. And I'll need to branch out to actually get out there. Now it's going to say that a lot of the building blocks we're using are wrong since we're not using the same ones. That's fine. I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be building this and enjoying another day of streaming. Really proud of the design. Hopefully you'll be able to take a look at it later once it's actually running. This is my first time building something on a schematic, so I'll be kind of figuring this out. Oh no, wrong spot. Wrong part of the whole thing. Never mind. We need redstone dust. Hopper. We do need the piston. No, we need sticky piston. And how are you doing? I'm not sure why it's showing orange like that. That doesn't make sense to me. Because that would mean wrong state. Maybe it's because it's not the same redstone signal strength. Because it doesn't have the right items in it. I bet that's probably what's going on here. And I forgot to grab the one redstone block. And where's the leper at? Five. And I found that we have to have it at, using this hopper clock, we're going to need to be using 5 items in it. I've tried to cut down to 3 or 4, but at that point, it's no longer just generating stone. For some reason, it starts to generate some cobblestone, which can't be converted into moss and will eventually back up the farm. By keeping 5 items in this hopper clock, it will keep it going as fast as it can. Whoops. Come on. I'm just not able to fly right now. Ow. It's a little scary going up in this because you think you're going to run into something, but you're not because it's just a hologram. Anyways. Now from here, this will be the line to turn it off if it gets backed up. I'm just going to get that started for now, but we're not going to... we're not there yet. We're going to keep going with the way it's built. So now we're getting into... what is it? A monostable circuit? I'm not the best at the names on these. Why is it having trouble? A little confused here. Okay. I think I know what I was doing there. I was using easy placement earlier for the wood, and I will switch back to that later. Once we get to the wood part. And you just have to click the hologram. It actually places the block for you. Now, did I lie? Is there actually something that I did? Or you just walk off? Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of that. I've got an idea. No, I'll just leave it as it is. We'll mess around with it later. Okay, so there is a couple, literally a couple. We'll grab some extra. But there is something I need, and it's just some sand. Do we have some more somewhere? No? So we may have to go get a little bit of sand, which isn't too far away. Right now, all we need is the one piece. And just like with the other blocks, I color-coded this just to know what parts of the circuit is what, but you don't actually have to, and I'm not going to use those colors. We just need a block that's affected by gravity. When this gets powered up, it's going to push the block upwards, cutting off the signal, so it just sends one pulse. And when the signal drops, the piston will retract, and the sand will just fall back on it, able to trigger again. Then from here, we're going to grab that signal and extend it outwards. And the repeaters are going to show up wrong if they're not on the right tick. And I don't know why that one's showing up wrong. I think it's because it was powered. I think that's it. So when I pulled the schematic, I had the whole thing fully backed up to make sure it would turn off at that point. So it's thinking that this should be powered, and it's not. I'm assuming, at least. And then place our repeaters down. And having it go as long as possible for that. And that will put the power into these, which will then power these pistons, which will be what pushes the blocks upwards. The stone blocks upwards. And then from here we need to go up. And then some more blocks here for this is the part that pulls the stone once it's created. And gets it moved into position so that it can then be pushed upwards. And I'm gonna need to go ahead and convert more of those. So let's go ahead and grab us more than just a stack. Okay, we need to pull or bring the signal up. Dave, good to see you. Good morning, my dude. Hope you're having a good day so far. We are playing around with Lightmatica and building the moss farm. Which I do need to adjust the colors, and that's kind of what I was talking about. I won't mess around with right now. But I do need to adjust the colors so it's not so blinding. No. Lightmatica freaks you out. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. No. There we go. So these are the pistons that, as you can see here, will push the stone into the conversion area. Now I need to add each one, which is a little difficult with the hologram here. So you know what, I guess I will have to mess around with this real quick. I think it was this first part. So maybe if we did set up C, do it like a 2. No, that's still not that see-through, unfortunately. Configuration. Render. Better. Still not perfect, but better. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna need to actually get over there. Okay, so we got these in place. I'm gonna need to put slabs. Just gonna grab that from there. The slabs are gonna go over there, actually. Can I? Oh no, these are the yeah, the sticky pistons. So we can get those from underneath. Just have to ignore the red. we're just going to argue with it a bunch. I need to get right under there and I can't. We'll come over here then. Leave me alone, dude. I'm not messing with you. Yeah, that's what you get. Let's see, this is where the slabs would be. Yeah, it's definitely different building with Lightmatica. I just turned a bit more staticky than usual. Okay, that was a little scary because that's where the lava would have been. Okay, so that's not going to work. I need slabs here, which I just need to go make. If I can find my way out of this hologram. Oh, there's the experience I just got. Voice is clear, just background buzz? Huh. Let's see, I'm gonna need 7 later, and now I need 9, that's 16, so we'll just go ahead and make them now. And... oh, it's fine as it is. Okay, so now we need to work our way back up. Actually, we're not trying to go that far up. Where are we trying to get to? Over here. For this, we're going to want our furnaces. And it doesn't matter which way they're facing. But they do need to be up more. So I guess we need to get the slabs in place first. Another skelly. Oh, and it's daytime. They're just in the water. Oh, I wish they'd just leave me alone. It'd be better for them. Okay, try this again. And I only have 1 water bucket. Well, that's a little annoying. We're going to be making an infinite water source, so we might as well make 2. And we do have the iron for it. Hopefully the flying and zipping around is not bothering everyone too much. I know a lot of you are just listening at least, so you're just hearing the zooming. Zoom, zoom. Wait, did I do that right? No, that's where the stone's supposed to be. I didn't need to put those slabs down. This would just be the stone. Only the outer ones need to be slabs. It's these that are the slabs. No. There we go. Then we can add the furnaces instead of the obsidian. Would have been useful if I didn't build above first, but and again, this is just to stop the stone from pushing out this direction. Oh, I wasn't all the way in. Okay, get under the trapdoor this time. And then we can work on this part. For this, we can just go ahead and use these. They'll be mined out later. That way we can put water into these slabs. And let's see, we're a little off. Probably should have checked this way first. Okay. Now I seem to be trapped. What mic do I use and what graphics card do I have? There is a link in the About Me that, yeah, Dee Dee just posted it, but I'm using the, what is it, 67? No, not 67. 57? 5700 XT, I think it is. And for the mic, I've got the Yeti Blue. Okay, cool. That didn't ruin anything. Okay, so the water is contained. Actually, we need to... Oh yeah, I wish I had RTX. You may also be hearing my roommate's laptop fans. So there's a possibility it's that also. Oh, and I fell through again. You can fix that too. Ah, crap. Okay, so we're gonna need to light up the build. You and Dee Dee. Sensitivity of the mic? Well, I can do that. There we go, that should stop things. And is it sounding better? Are you still getting as much of a buzz? It's a bit better now. You think it sounds pretty good now? I've tried not to really go crazy with any plugins. I've just got some decent filters set up in OBS. What else can I put away? I somehow got rid of my shield. That was kind of dumb. You don't need the water buckets right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put away the sword, and then we can grab all the lava buckets. I guess I don't really need to do that. I keep forgetting that I do have that one mod on here, so it's going to automatically grab whatever lava bucket we have. You use one plugin? You know, it could go ahead and stack them for me if it was nice, but no. One plugin and 2 filters. Like I'm using all I have is an expander and a limiter, and that's all it does. At least on my mic, not desktop audio. I just want to make sure that even if I'm way in the red on my sound level, if I'm getting close to 0, it never goes over or reaches 0. And I originally did use a compressor, but per Havoc's advice in some videos he pointed me towards, I switched to the limiter instead. And now I go off of my volume higher. So I guess it's not having to do quite as much work. I think it's what it ends up coming up. What the overall result is, I believe. Not that, we need more of these. And now for more furnaces. This will keep the stone from pushing upwards and out of the farm. And then on this side we just need some regular blocks here to bring that up. And this is going towards another part of the machine. So we're going to just work on the actual stone generation, the collection, and then we'll come around and wire it up. And then we're going up too high. So we're kind of getting some of the wiring done right here anyways. And then for here, we're going to need some blocks to stop this water from coming through. And then here's where our sorter begins. And this is also where it's going to start getting a little tricky. Moving throughout here as we're fixing to block off the stairs right there. Marvel GEQ. Yeah, I've not heard of that one. Yeah, you know what, we'll go... We'll bring this all the way down, then we can fill in the square without the hologram on. There we go, give everyone's eyes a break. Because you're a nasally boy, so you can up your bass a little bit and lower the treble. Yeah. I was really concerned about finding an EQ. I never did really find one that I was happy with, and just didn't really worry about it afterwards. Not too much. Okay. I think from here we go up more. And then cap this off. So the stone will be coming out right here where our legs is. It will be turned into moss about right here. And then it will be pushed from this side over with the water stream, breaking at all the plants, the carpet, everything. All the blocks themselves will be broken just by the stone getting pushed into them. It will all get pushed this way into the collection system, which is what we're going to work on now. So we'll actually come down here and start here with the filters and work our way up. This will be where the moss is collected. And just a standard item sorter. You've probably seen these several times. Kind of like the Etho hopper clock, it's just kind of an old standard. Yay, we're getting storms in-game and in real life. That's awesome. Let's see. These need to be going into the blocks. Nope, I missed. Where did that even go? Right there. Immersion. When you're building these filter, make sure that these 4 hoppers aren't pointing down, they're not pointing into other hoppers. It does mess them up. But that's it for that. We just need to put some blocks in to act as a filter. And those will go here. And we'll need to put a moss in each one, which I don't believe I actually grabbed. It's downstairs. So I'll go ahead and get down and sleep. You don't understand how they work? Okay. Let's see. Do I have any other moss? Nah, that's a redstone torch. Okay. So let's go and free cam. So, actually no, I better not do free cam for that. I need to actually access that. So this top hoppers are the actual filters themselves. There's 2 ways to do this. I'm doing it the way that I know this will get backed up eventually, and I don't want the signal to spread to the other one and mess things up. So I'm going to place in 4 blocks here. The only thing it has to be is something that you won't be collecting in the farm itself, that can't be there. So there's never going to be dark oak planks in the farm, so this will work fine. Typically, I'll make items and call them filter or rename items, and I have some back at the base, but this works for now. So these 4 are going to sit there and never increase or decrease. Well, thank you for the follow, NM Blazer. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. If I got your name right, or excuse me, if I got your name wrong, please let me know. And I'm Viperius. You can also call me Viper. And I stream hardcore Minecraft in 1.18. We're currently day 796, almost at day 800. And also on the Polaris Vault Hunters server, where I've just reached level 40 for the first time. NMP clan, then laser, spelt Lazar. NMP Lazar. Okay. I gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, I jump back between hardcore and Vault Hunters right now. I'm currently working on the moss farm that we're going to need for the Mega Tree Stump build, and you can see some of the blocks I've already been placing. So you can kind of get an idea of the scale of it. I can show it off a little bit more later. Okay, so we've got the filter set up. That blocks go into these. So blocks will only be accessing this, or they'll only be going into this first thing. Now we put the moss block in there, and only moss block can go in. And it will fill up until it's at 41 total, and then any more will be pulled downward. The way that's happening, the comparators pull the signal strength based on how full those hoppers are, and it's going to send it forward. And once it's at that level, it's going to send a signal that's strong enough to reach this last one. It won't send any to the one next to it, because the way we have it set up, it will only send it to this third one, which then will get picked up by this repeater, send it into this block, and turn this torch off, unlocking the hoppers and allowing the moss to flow downwards. Once it drops below the level, it will no longer be able to power this third block, and it will be just powering this one, at which point the repeater turns off, the torch turns back on, and the hoppers are locked again, not allowing any other blocks to pull through. If this gets backed up all the way, then these will be sitting at 64. The hoppers will be unlocked but won't be able to do anything because everything is backed up all the way. And instead, any additional moss that flows above these hoppers will just keep flowing into the collection system, and our bone meal generation will just increase at that point. I have tested this out using 3, and you end up having a slight loss on your bone meal. So for the sake of self-sufficient farms, we're only going to be using 2 filters. With 2, there's a steady increase in bone meal storage, and then these can fill up fairly fast. Alright, Dave, have a good lurk. Hopefully he works kind to you today. Now, these are showing as the wrong state because, again, I had these all the way backed up, so the signal strengths are different. And now we're to the conversion part. So we're going to need one of our droppers. And some stone. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Lazar, for the 100 biddies. Very generous of you, thank you. I missed a question. I just started playing, or I just started Minecraft, got my own server, but I built an iron farm, but it doesn't work. So can you help me in any way? Well, there's a lot of different ways to make iron farms, as well as, I don't know what version you're playing on. If you could tell me more about the farm you're doing. Is it one that you got from, that somebody else designed? Is it one that you've made yourself? Because there's several possibilities that could be the issue there. .118 Java? Okay. Let's see. And one more. And this is for the dropper elevator to get all the items upwards. And then we need our observers. So it does like kind of depend on what farm you're going for, what design you're going for. Trying to think of current farms. You need to have at least 3 villagers. They need to have access to a workstation. There needs to be a mob close enough to put them into a panic. Or is it, or do they need beds, not workstations? I apologize, it's been a little bit, so I don't quite remember which way it is. Beds? It's 3 beds, that's right. They need 3 beds. They have to be close enough and see a mob that will scare them. Typically zombies are used, but you could also use a pillager and let him shoot his crossbow until it breaks so he's harmless. They'll actually have a larger range. But the villagers need to have room, or time rather, to actually fall asleep. So that's one thing that could cause the farm not to work anymore. Oh no. I do have an iron farm we could go take a look at later. And I can try to show you my design. How are we doing this? I need some temporary blocks, that's what I need. Now, these lamps aren't essential, it's just gonna let me know if if it's just backed up, then those will stay on, otherwise they'll be flashing. I've got some other lights that are kind of just for the fun of it, and also, again, to let me see how the farm's running. And that's one layer of that, and then I need to copy that design all the way up, basically, from this point on. Actually, these go straight up. Actually, we're getting close to when I'll be taking a little bit of a break. And in a decent spot too. Let's see, the circuitry up here, this is what's detecting if the bone meal is backed up to this point, and then we'll divert it this way, otherwise these diversion hoppers are locked. And then this yellow line here is if everything's completely backed up, shut the farm off. I think they're still under Dragon Farms, I believe. Not entirely positive on that one. Ooh, I should have done this part before I did the droppers. No, not the dropper. There we go. There's been a few different designs over the years. See, that's kind of my issue with when people are just talking about farms, is which one? Like, I've seen so many different farms and versions over the years. Let's see. Need a hopper there, and then we can put that on top. And this is going to show wrong, but we've got to fill it up with items, and we can worry about that part later. Oops. Yeah, I knew there's going to be a few more times where I missed that and tried to step on a hologram. There we go. Okay. I think this is a good spot to pause for a moment, take a bit of a break. So I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll keep on building this thing. Until then, feel free to hang out and chat, or just listen to the good music of Music Man 1017. Alright, I'm back, everybody. Go ahead and catch up with chat before I get back in the game. You recommend checking out Iron Farm Tutorials by Logical Geek Boy. Yeah, a lot of my friends use his builds. I actually went with Avamance's tower design. Used 4 of them, and then from there on, it was my own design, hooking them up and adding filters to get rid of all of the poppies and bone meal them. How you were trolling to get people into your base and you build the most broken farms ever. Your own designs. Not new, but been playing for 5 years now. Ah, yeah. We'll just answer questions. Even if you're trolling or the person's trolling, you know, someone else that's watching or listening, they may not know. So it gives them a chance to learn. Trying to get the most crack people at building farms and make this ever one of the biggest farm servers in Minecraft. Well, good luck with that. That's a very high bar to set for yourself, which I can respect. At that point, though, you are competing with some very long-running servers. Psycraft, what is it, Protocraft, or am I forgetting that name precisely? But there are already some very, very large servers that I'm sure you're aware of that you will be competing with, and that'd be awesome to see another one pop up and it not just be the 2 main ones. I mean, I'm probably not thinking of one. You only have 1 person so far? Yeah, become part of the communities. Maybe, get in with Psycraft and... Oh, Prototech. That's the name of the server. Prototech. True, true. There's some, yeah. If you really want to go for it, if that's your goal, stick with it. Just become a regular member of the different redstone and farm communities. And from there, people ask what you're up to, and you could say, well, you've got a little private server, or a little public server rather, and what you're trying to do. That way they're asking the question and you're not self-promoting. But yeah, getting it on, like Dee Dee's saying, like getting into a larger community like that's a really great way to start. Oh, thank you, baby. 9565, nice. We've got this server running pretty well. I feel like a lot of times, if you're going to get people in on a server like that, you've got to kind of have a group of maybe 10 to 20 people. So it takes a while to get that many people interested. But once you've got that people, then you can start the server together, and you'll have a better chance of some of them staying. Not all will. Some are going to play for a little bit and get either burn out or get distracted or into another game, or life happens. But if you can start with like 15 to 20 people, then you've got a much better chance of that server surviving and thriving. Yeah. A whitelist is a smart thing to do. That way you can really vet people, make sure they're the right people for your server and the community you're trying to build. And it keeps it from having to bog down the server with like permissions and protection stuff. If you just trust the people not to mess with things and they don't, then you're good. Doodles! Good to see you. Hope you've had a good day. No, it's already starting to get a little... Well, I guess it's not too late for you. Never mind. No, yeah, it is. What am I thinking? It's what, right around dinner time for you? Or just past? Well, let's go ahead and jump back in, shall we? Okay. So where are we at now on this? Well, thanks for the help and the advice. Oh, well, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Again, we hope it all turns out well for you. It just takes some time. But getting in with the right community, that can really accelerate things for you. I heard a pillager. Must have a raid patrol nearby. Which we're not worried about at all. Oops. Yep. Now the reason why I'm placing this one and the reason why there'll be other composters on top of hoppers is simply to stop the hopper from trying to suck blocks up. You can drop items in these and it won't grab them at all. So it just helps cut down on the lag. Then we're going to put hoppers in each of these, or going into each one. Then this last one will get one, and then we'll tie everything into it. Then from here, what are we doing? From here it's just water. Okay, we need blocks to stop the water. And then all this is blocked off. No, I won't need a cactus farm from bone meal. Yeah, I'm gonna need it for green dye. We already have, like, a lot of our farms produce bone meal as a byproduct. So we actually are quite good on bone meal for the most part. Okay, I have kind of stuck myself here. Let's see, we'll put one block there and then go up. Okay, then we need our furnaces again. And this will be the last of those. Oh, and we ran out of stone, so we're gonna have to go get some more. Is there anything else I needed while I'm down here? Probably shouldn't have jumped down without lighting it up more. Oh, you know what? The water's covered up. I do need some water. And we're gonna need some more sand pretty soon, so... Oops. Might as well go ahead and grab some real quick. I don't have the shovel on me, but we just need a few pieces. And because I don't want to just leave it like that, go ahead and fix that. And there you can see what we're building. This thing is gigantic. Oh, that was perfect timing. Holy crap. I actually want down... There is a thunderstorm. We just heard it. Great, he got stuck in my boat. I suppose I could have left him there and just let him waste it until he was, or until he broke his crossbow, but we really won't need to do that. Oh, crap. Forgot to cut these in the polished. I think we'll go ahead and build this line just as a means to get up there again. Okay. Did I? Okay. I just didn't grab more redstone. I knew we had it. And again, these are going to show wrong because they're not powered. That's okay. And we'll need to put some items in this later, but it's fine to do that later. Let's see, where are we at then? Blocks on top of the furnaces. And this will create the 2 high wall to make sure Nothing gets spilt. Hey, good morning, Firepower. Hope you have a good lurk. Oh, I guess you can't hear me right now, but thank you, sir. And thank you for conveying my message. Yes, I know you think everything's wrong here because it's not getting the right signal strength. Now, just like down there, this hopper is just to set the level, so this will be almost completely filled, and then this will only get activated once it's above a certain level. It's not working quite as well as it should. It's not getting completely, I think I remember this before. It's not completely filling up, but it's close enough. It's not a huge issue. So now these hoppers are where the bone meal is going to travel and go back into the dispenser here, which is where the bone meal is kept for this whole thing. So put the redstone down, so we've got a building point for this, and we'll target the side of the redstone. On this part, we're not going to be able to be so lucky. Probably should have just did this first. Block there. And I'm just going to have to jump down. We don't have the moss on us. We can put that there, and now we'll be able to get our hoppers in line. Then turn this corner, and then work our way back. Actually, let's be on this side. And like I was saying earlier, we put these just to make sure they're not active. And one there. And all of that's good. Target that. Dust. Target the side of the dust again. And then from here we need a block. And a block. Repeater set to 2. Dust here. And then the piston will go right here. So I'll need to jump down for this part. And actually, let's go ahead and get our moss block. And let me just go ahead and break my legs while I'm doing that. And sleep, try to get the mobs from dealing with us, really. Let's see. Did I put all the moss in there? I probably did. We'll have to grab some out of the filters then. Hello, marbles. Nope, we need... just one block. Marbles is my roommate Lomaine's cat, one of two. Yes, I said your name. Okay, so right here we have the line coming in, and I can get into the... oh, there's not an easy way back up now. This is the line that will come in to trigger the dispenser bone mealing the moss block, and it will spread it in roughly this pattern that you see below. It will not work on these blocks since there's a block directly above, but it will spread out in a 3-block radius. So this area that right here, this 7x7, is the area that it can grow in. It won't end up going out of this area. And then part of it is it won't grow if there's something on top. So after it grows, it will then piston or push the piston down, breaking whatever is on top of the moss block. To do it down here, we're going to be using trapdoors and water. And then this over here is the circuitry that controls the timing of all of this. Okay, so these 4 blocks right here is a T flip-flop. So you power it once, it won't do anything. Power it again, it sends the signal. Or it may be the other way around. I get those parts confused sometimes. Then I've got it feeding into another one to delay it, to make it take more ticks. Thank you. And that will be apparent later on, because the whole thing's based off of that initial clock. So it's not going to trigger this every single time it pushes a block out. I want to give it time to break enough of these moss blocks so that we're not wasting bone meal. We want to kind of maximize that as much as we can. And you'll see the timing on it soon enough. Let's see, so I'm going to need a block there to make this part easier. There we go. And then we'll need a hopper going into that second one. Comparator. Block. Repeater on 2 ticks, and then this is another one of the it turns a constant signal into a pulse. And how are we missing? Did I place an extra piston somewhere? Because I had just enough of everything. We're missing the piston that goes there. Okay. Free cam. Let's see. No, everything seems fine. How did I miss it by 1? I was using the materials list. strange. Somehow I'm off by one piston, and I don't know why. You know what, let's just take that off. Huh. Okay, well, we're gonna have to just make one piston real quick. Actually, that's enough. What is it again? Wood, cobblestone, just one iron. Nope, I do have some cobblestone. There we go, one more piston. Oh, that was a fail. Good thing we have stairs now. Keeps complaining. It's like all of these blocks are wrong. Polished. Block there. Repeater set for 2 ticks. That one's wrong because it's not powered currently. Then we'll send this signal up. Oh, that's really hard to see. Send the signal up and over. And this part of the signal right here is controlling the how long the water gate stays open. And when it comes up. And break that block. Okay, that makes it easier. Then we dust here. Repeater set for 3. These will be maxed out at 4. 1. When this gets powered, it's gonna first trigger this one. Oops. And then the delay, it'll take longer for each one. And then they'll slowly lose power one after the other, and it just extends it the length of the power. Or the length of the signal. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. This may not be the most efficient, but it works precisely for our purposes. There we go. And then to work our way up again and run this signal over to where we'll actually be powering this. And this is the top of the wall here. And then how are we going to do this? I guess I can step down here. Kind of need to put one there and then drop down and fix that one later. Yeah, that works better. Oh, this is a bit annoying. That's what I get for building things out of order. No, that's not needed. Let's see, we'll come back out one more block. Can I reach? No. Now I can. Oh wait, before I put in these, I need to actually put in the trapdoors. Maybe I yeeted it at some point and I just didn't pick it up. That is a very strong possibility. I'm using oak instead of acacia because that's what we had. So all of these are going to show up as wrong, plus we don't have water in them quite yet. And we'll take off and eat and come back down and get the water in now. And while I'm up here, let's go ahead and drop some torches around so we don't have any issues. Kind of serves two purposes also. Don't have to worry about mobs up here, and then you also don't have to worry about as much lag caused from the lighting updates from Redstone. Ah, I never finished this part right here. Okay, I need to get in here and actually figure this part out. Well, that's a little bit annoying. Okay. There we go. And this is probably why you see people do this layer by layer. I'm not always the most efficient on stuff like this, but it works for me. So really this one should be going there. That was a mistake. Good morning, Sabri. How you doing?
Do you know, in 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important before.
True. Is that it? All the blocks it's saying are wrong is because we chose a different block palette. All the orange is because things aren't at the right level. We're missing redstone there. Kaizu, good to see you. Okay, so, oops, turn that off. We are just about done now with the farm. I need to grab items for the backups. Or the backup detectors, backed up detectors. Did I put the water in? I don't think I did. We need to get down and I guess sleep real quick. And then grab, what, 10 items? Son of Alistair, good to see you, mate. And how are you doing today? Are you just getting up or just haven't gone to bed yet? You seem to have as crazy hours as I do. Still awake? You're a streamer too. I've been in the streams, I have the proof. Dang it. Oh well, I need to get it in here anyways. Yeah, I haven't added the water yet. Actually, it will spread this way. Then that goes down here. That's perfect. Nice. Okay. This will be fixed once the stone comes in here. And we need to get out of the hole. Okay, now where was I? Actually need to be on the other side. That's where the detection's occurring. Okay, so for this one, it's not quite filled. And then this one, same thing. These really won't take into play for a long time, but it's going to be there now, so it's working. Now we're going to need just a little bit of bone meal to get it started. Which I also don't have on me. I guess I can go ahead and grab all of this. And I can break this block. Yep. Wow. Alistair grabbing first this late into the stream. Y'all are slacking. Jeez. You are that good. Okay. One stack's more than enough. What did you do? Okay. So once I flick this lever, it's going to start up. And we will have a working farm. But before I do that, I think it's about time for another break. So to see the farm running, just stay tuned. I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. And we'll turn this on and make sure everything's running smoothly. See you soon. And I'm back. Yeah, glad to see you're back, Fire. I actually want to thank you. Watching streamers like you and Manky Hamster is what led me to finally give Lightmatica a try. I'd known about it for years, or since it came out pretty much, watching some of the big names, but it was watching you guys use it that actually led me to give it, or install it and give it a go. And then Jewel did a nice basic tutorial on it in Hapic's Discord, and that really gave me the information I needed. Let me see what else I missed on chat. Oh, you probably won't sleep today, dude. You gotta take care of yourself though, man. Ooh, waking up to the Charlie horse is horrible, Sabri. I actually had that happen about a week ago. That sucked. I don't know how I missed that. My apologies. Oh, you're welcome for the picture, Sabri. Went ahead and got both of mine fixed. And Dee Dee was having a break. Oh, the perfectly timed thunder. Nice. Oh, sorry for the timing, Fire. I don't know, Alistair. It's technically morning, but it is my nighttime based on my schedule. And Sabri didn't want to get out of bed because she's comfy. And thank you for the welcome back, everybody. And Stream Elements is broken? Huh. We're still fighting with the timer some. Oh, for sure, and thank you for the offer, Fire. If I do have any questions, I'll reach out. It's been I've been picking up fairly easy, just struggling a little bit with the options. Namely, I turned one of them on that really messed everything up visually, but finally figured out that one. Oh, so it's just not doing some of the aliases. Dang it. Morning is just starting. It's pretty much been in a work meeting. Time to dig your feet into work and keep going. Oh, also you can still listen in. That's a good question. I don't think I've heard you talk about your job, Fire. I don't know what you do for a living. Yeah, I wish I could, like, at least be listening or something with Twitch while I'm working, but we're not allowed to have headphones or earbuds in. And honestly, running the store by myself, it tends to be too busy to really do much. You're a software engineer, so you code for a living. That's kind of where I specialized in high school. My high school had career courses that everyone took, and I went into programming, learning C++ and some basic web design, HTML, and I kind of branched out a little bit further, but then didn't really touch it for, well, it's been over 10 years at this point. Would seriously need to learn another language, though, I feel, to actually be able to get a job, and from my understanding, the market's fairly tight, unless you do have that mastery on a language. Now, I do have some good news. Earlier before stream, about 2 hours before stream, I finally figured out how I wanted to do the sub badges. And already had it kind of prepped, and a lot of it was just copy pasting images, then exporting them with the tier 2 and tier 3 editions, and then taking all of those and scaling them down once and then saving, and then a second time and saving. So I've got all the sub badges up to 30 months created, including tier 2 and tier 3 versions, and I'll be getting those uploaded sometime after stream. I think I already mentioned this earlier. Maybe I'm repeating myself a little bit. Just kind of excited that I finally had that creative hyper-focus I needed to get it done. I mean, the idea was pretty simple. It's just mob heads. And then tier 2 will get a gold helmet, and tier 3 will get a diamond helmet added. But I was just struggling with that initial design until I finally settled on this, and then from then on it was just kind of just your machine work when it comes to graphic design or coding, just pretty much the repetitive steps. Sabri's C++ teacher is why you went away from programming in college. I lucked out and had some really cool programming teachers. Some more than others. My C++ teacher could either be really cool or just kind of be a real pain for no reason. But my networking and my web design teachers were all really cool. And then Alistair went to school for C++ and C#, but but too repetitive for you, so you couldn't do it as a job on a daily basis. I'd be interested in getting back into it if I could. Right now, I really don't have the time for it or the energy. I am continuing my education in a sense. I'm not going to school or anything, but I am picking up a new language right now, a spoken language though, not programming. I am learning Dutch, slowly but surely. Java or Python is really all that's used. And they were the only one that taught it, and your advisor for your majors, you ended up changing your emphasis. Oh geez, indeed. Have you noticed the same thing, Fire? Is it a lot of just Java and Python? Even though C++ and C# have more customization, most places use Python now. Well, it is, a little bit I can remember, it is supposed to be a more easier to learn, streamlined language. It's not like, what is it called? Not machine code, but, you know, the just above machine code level, things like C and the C derivatives. So it's nice to have the others that let you really ignore some of that and already give you some of the groundwork for it. And yeah, most people don't realize just how prevalent Java really is. I mean, most of your electronics run off Java. I mean, as far as your toaster, if it has any kind of automated thing to it, it's not mechanical. Even things like that typically run off Java. Unless that's changed. Not sure. C# is pretty big, at least in your experiences, but agree that Java and Python are some really big ones. So I guess for an upcoming programmer, you'd really want to focus on Java or Python or both, and then maybe even pick up a third language that's not used quite as often to kind of set you apart from the crowd that only knows the two big ones. I assume that's a fair statement to make. Who knows, maybe once I get some more time down the road, I'll actually get back into programming. Oh, I'm actually just coming back from a break myself, Zexiest. Whoops. My bad on the name mishap. If you focus on C# and C++, you would be ahead of the game on most. Okay, so picking up C#, Java, and Python would be a good trio to learn. They are harder to learn overall, more people would be interested, I think. Yeah. See, I already was pretty familiar with C++, and it would probably come back to me if I started working with it again, and C# shouldn't be that different, really. Good morning, Lenore. Hope you're feeling better. Anyways, we just got the farm built, so let's go ahead and jump back in the game. And wrong button. There we go. So what I'm going to do is turn it on and then fly. I think I'm on the wrong... No, I can jump up from here. I'm going to flick the lever, get somewhere where I'm a little more safe, and then I'll go in the free cam and we can see how it's actually working. You can hear the pistons going, and I just fell. Well, we are safe here, so this works. Actually, I do need to get up there because I need to break those. Now it's not going to be able to push anymore. But this isn't getting triggered. So we're going to have to do a little bit of Q&A, or QA on it, I guess. Alright, have a good shower. There we go. And then I'll need to block up. And I'll have to fix, there'll be some blocks in the hoppers now. Okay, so why isn't this getting triggered? Because I don't have the items in there. That's right. I forgot a few more things. The T flip-flops do require items to function. We just need, I was using, and we could use cobblestone for this. I'm just using swords. Nothing fancy. Can't remember how many. Was it just 2? We'll make 3 just to be safe. Probably learn Python through online classes for free. Here it's pretty easy. And Udemy has free classes. I've heard good things about Udemy. And a sword there. And then this will work now. There we go. Okay, it's running. Sorry if I'm moving the camera a little fast there. But now you can see the basic principle of it. So the reason I put the T-flops is this delay here. It will push, I believe, 4 times. 1. Thank you. 2. 3. Then it goes. Okay, I forgot. One of them's when the water's still there. The important thing though is the water's not there when it goes off. When it goes to do this. That way it's not blocking any growth. And then the water's there long enough to push into this water stream. Now that that right there. The items are coming down here and getting into these hoppers. And you can see they're being turned into bone meal. Anything that's not being collected. And this is a dropper elevator using observers. And I've got extra observers on the side powering the lights, so there's a visual going on. But the noise you're hearing is the droppers. And it's just simply, if there's anything in that bottom dropper, it's going to extend the sticky piston, completing this observer clock, which will 1, power these extra lights I put on just for a visual, and 2, will send the signal up, moving all the items inside up to this hopper. Hey Spikers, good to see you, mate. Then the signal, or not the signal, the bone meal just goes back into here. And if it backs up all the way to this point, right here, where this comparator is reading the signal, then it's going to turn off this torch and allow the bone meal to come this way. So then we can have it do whatever else we need it to. We could power another farm this way that needs bone meal. But if this bottom hopper ever gets backed up entirely, then it's going to trigger this, which will go down and turn off the clock. Same thing as if we flip this lever. And then this is where, when the items come into the water here, these are the first 2 hoppers. They're going to get the most of the stuff. There's going to be some stuff over here that's going to get out of the way, but it's going to pick up any of the moss blocks and store them into these chests. Anything else will get turned into bone meal, and that's plenty enough to keep this going for quite some time. Well, really forever. Now, there are some random blocks that we use for scaffolding that we've just left here. But yeah, this will just continue to work now as we continue the tree build. So I'll get a free cam now, and we'll come take a look. Remember, I put 1 stack of bone meal in here. Let's see where we're at. We've got 5. And it's not dropping that quick. Here's already some more coming in. It just used 1 and gave us 1 back. Now, it's not going to be quickly producing bone meal. It's more of a byproduct and just keeping it going at this point. But that will change if these ever get backed up. Then it's not going to be pulling that moss, and it will just be generating extra bone meal. And just from this short time, we already have over 2 stacks, coming almost 2.5 stacks of moss. So we'll be able to end up getting a lot, all we need. So between the trees I'm standing on, which we may move this somewhere else, I don't know, we may leave it here. It does allow us to access the farm and the chest pretty easily. But between just the manually cutting down the dark oak and the moss generated from this, we'll be able to get all of the parts we need, other than the green terracotta. That is one I forgot to accommodate, so we are going to need a cactus farm so we can get green dye, since that's really the only way to get it. Well, you just stopped by to show your support for me and hope you have a wonderful, or I have a wonderful stream. Yeah. I hope you feel better soon. I'm really sorry that you're so sick, but I do hope you recover quickly. And a posture check. Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? I wish we could too. I suppose I could put in a crafting change, but I really don't want to add recipes. I did add the Vanilla Tweaks one that changes the cost or the output of crafting wood from logs, so we don't lose anything. But just the sheer amount of logs I'm going to need, because I didn't actually... Oh, not logs, wood. I didn't build the tree in Creative using any logs. I don't care to change it. So that's just more of a quality of life thing for me. Okay, so we're safe here for now. Let's see, loaded schematics. We can go ahead and unload this one. It is working and running. So now we won't have to worry about all of the wrong blocks or anything. And we can just turn this back on and just get our tree. Now I'm not sure. I think this should be fine if I leave. The pistons can't really break the way they're set up. And everything's going to get updated without any crazy shenanigans, so I don't think we have to worry about things getting in the wrong order or anything. So we should be able to just leave and come back. There could be some things like maybe some extra items won't make it to that constant water stream, the collection stream, but the next time it runs, it will go ahead and take care of that. I know we did have a request Though it may have been kind of a trolly one, but we did start talking about actual iron farm designs. So I kind of just wanted to run back to the base and kind of go over that real quick. And just kind of gives us a change of scenery. Now, one thing we could do for the green terracotta, and this could be a bit of a grind, is go ahead and get some villagers put in place over there and do our stonemason area there instead of here on the island or the peninsula. And as you can see right now, I did a small addition to the lighthouse and gave us an entryway so we can fly in now that we have wings. And just copied this design over on the other side as well. And I think it works pretty well and doesn't disrupt the spiral of it too much. It just kind of, to me, looks like it's part of this like end cap here. But now we can do stuff like this and easily get to some of our taller areas. We can also get up and down the lighthouse quicker by just jumping out from there and flying down, or using a rocket to get up there. So it's just going to really cut time down on travel. Okay, so here's my iron farm. And again, it's based off of a design by Avomance. We have our 3 villagers and 3 beds here. We have a named... actually the first, I just got ones that had an item on them, or that could pick up an item. And then I got the vanilla tweaks option to name tag mobs silence me, and then it will rename to silence, and then they make no noise. That way we don't have to hear the zombie groans constantly. That part's not essential. That was just a quality of life thing. But the only spawnable area here for the iron golems is in this cell. The water streams will push them into lava, and then the item, when they die, will spawn towards the bottom and get picked up by these hoppers. One thing I've added is this piston here that will move the zombie in the minecart down and out of the way, allowing the villagers to go ahead and sleep. That way the farm can keep running. And it's the same on all 4 of these. And then we go down further, and on each side we have it feeding into... Well, first we have an item sorter right here on all 4 of these. And it pulls out all of the poppies and feeds it into bone meal, or composters into bone meal. And they all have a chest here. Let's see. A chest at the front. So on each of these corners behind these walls, there's a chest that's slowly filling up with bone meal. The plan for both of those chests, as well as any other farms that we have here that produce bone meal, is to have it moved into this farmhouse, and we'll have one general storage for all of our excess, not excess, that's not the word I'm looking for, all of our just secondary production of bone meal. And then the rest filter into the chest here, starting from the outside and working their way into the center. Probably will never get this filled up, but I kind of went overboard with it, which is, I guess, kind of my style to some extent. And then the other part that I added to it, because this is all just fairly standard, down here, this is able to detect the light through that slab. It doesn't get in the way at all for this purpose. And it detects when it's a certain point at night where the villagers can actually sleep. And then it turns off the signal going up to the towers and drops down the zombies so that the villagers are no longer panicking and they can actually get in bed, and all 12 of them can sleep. And then after a short while, it will go ahead and extend those pistons again and allow the farm to start running. And I find that this allows it just to make sure it continuously runs. They are a little bit close, so normally it's best if they all are spawning at the same time. Otherwise, it can kind of get messed up, and it won't. You'll only get maybe 1 or 2 of the 4 spawning. This would be fixed if you spread out the farms more so. So this was more of a getting what I built to work the way I wanted it to, rather than fully optimizing it from the get-go. But yeah, that's the iron farm. And basically all of our enchanting so far has been, our levels have been through this thing, or trading the iron here. Get back into the farm itself, because down below the storage we have all of our various smithies, and we just trade iron for emeralds and XP for all of our enchants, for all of our repairs, and all of our items and armor is fully enchanted. So it's really served its purpose. That being said, I would like to make a Enderman farm. If you've seen any of us on Polaris using it, it's that same design. Forgot what my key combination for a moment to get out of free cam. And just a good example of this being useful. We just fly through and come up this one ladder, and we're at our portal to the nether roof. So I wonder if we can spot another village that's close to the Mega Tree. The Mega Tree Stump. Dark oak sign and white dye? That's right, you did. I can accommodate that. Oops. And I actually have 1 stick left, so we can make signs. And I should have lots of bone meal up here. Again, those lights weren't necessary, but that's a nice little addition that I enjoy. Okay, so let's get over to where it's a little quieter. Nope, there is no little quieter here. So where should the sign go? Because it needs to be somewhere that's easy to be seen. It could go in here near the chest, so that whenever we go to get moss, we always remember. Not sure where precisely to put it. There we go. Want the torch right there. And Capital, oops. Let's double check our spelling, shall we? Capital Chaos. No, no. It's a Capty Chaos. Captain I Chaos. I feel like a lot of us get a little confused on that and just call him Cap instead. So we're good, everything looks good on it. And then we'll turn that into white dye. There we go. Nope. There we go. And he's out of here. Okay, so now I'm just going to clear out my inventory. Got a lot of things that we don't need for the rest of this. Nope, nope, we need the arrows. Before I forget, we do need the arrows. And go ahead and grab the rest of our tools. We don't need all of them right now. That should be fine. Well, thank you very much for subscribing, Zexiest. Means a lot to me, dude. Thank you. And be on the lookout. Hopefully by next stream, I can't remember if we have to wait and get the emotes approved or not the emotes, the sub badges approved, or if those are automatic. But there will be a custom sub badge coming down the road very shortly. I think that's all we need. Oh, no. We need our saplings. That's right. Cool. Cool. Yep, because now it's time to do a bunch of chopping. We really don't need the to collect the saplings quite as much right now. So I'm not going to be worried about getting every little piece of breaking every piece of leaf. I just want to make sure the wood's exposed, make it easier to actually cut down and collect all of this. We're only growing 4 trees at a time right now. We could move this out and away from the farm, but right now it is serving as our way of accessing the chest. And I'm hoping that the farm doesn't interfere with the trees growing. Oops. It does mean that we're going to be having a bunch of noise in the background, though, as we do this. Maybe not quite as much when we're down here, but yeah, you're still going to hear the droppers going off. Anything else up there? Not really. Okay. So we'll spend a little bit of time getting more of this, and then we'll switch over to actually placing some of this. Okay, cool. That works. That works. Huh. Was it because of those? No? Those are just refusing to grow. Okay. Well, we'll collect what's down here and then go back to the top. It was working out just fine earlier. Then again, the farm wasn't here, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's that one block right there that's messing things up. All the noise. Well, it's starting to sound like a proper industrial area. Not really its intended purpose here, but I suppose we could, instead of having that like base I designed that would fit inside of it, just have some farms inside of the tree. There's plenty of room for something like that. What, that it's starting to sound like a proper industrial area? On the same wavelength, for sure. But that's kind of normally the case with us. Oh, now it grows. Now it grows. Okay, so everything's above me now. And yeah, and we looked into this area a little bit more. And all the way down here, as you can see on the left side, right here, the bottom of this hole is a lush cave. So that's how we're getting the tropical fish. It's also how we're getting the occasional axolotl. So that was just a really lucky area. It's all going to be covered up by the trees, so maybe this will be industrial stuff up above, with this being the lowest one probably. And then below, maybe we'll actually make something nice and hide the farms away that way. It definitely gives us something to work with, though. Yeah, we don't even need to worry about breaking the leaves at all right now. We've got enough saplings on us to do this 2 more times. And we're still going to get some saplings dropping. And if need be, if we don't have enough and we run out, then that time I'll just use the hoe and we'll end up getting probably like 20 or so. But yeah, right now this is the extent of our dark oak farming. I've looked at a couple builds to do a farm. It's going to take a little more time to actually look at them and see which one I want to go with, as well as collect the materials. I love how the water gets so murky down here. Just a mixture of a swamp and then the lush caves. Any more? Come on, be lucky. Nope. And this was the reason I had all the bone meal over here. And let's go ahead and sleep so we can just keep the mobs away for now. They're just a bit annoying, you know? Yeah, I really enjoy the swamps. Like, yes, the water's kind of disgusting, but it has its uses. If you want to cover up the land and do your own landscaping, you could actually do a interesting industrial area where the water looks a little more polluted. Definitely not good for the environment, but it is a neat effect. In the same sense, you're able to use it as sewage water for sewers or city builds. So that's something I've always wanted to do. I've kind of messed around with it. Oh, geez. Savory with the coffin dance. I gotta get used to actually doing something with that, not just doing it in real life where you can't see anything. I love that one. And welcome back, Savory. What an entrance. Oh. A little bit too tall there. Or a little bit out of reach. I guess if I was a little bit smarter, and maybe we've got enough hoppers to do it, I could actually build a collection area around this. So that's not going into the water, we're just collecting it up. That would be smart, right? And then I wouldn't have to swim down all the time. Which, I mean, it's nice. We get to swim with the tropical fish. Hydrate. But I'm in the water, sir. I do have a water bottle right here, though. See you soon, Dee. So let's see, how many hoppers are we sitting at? There's 2 in there. We've got 3 hoppers currently, so we'd have to make more. I'm not worried about it right now. We're not going to be doing too much more of this. We're going to switch over to just placing the blocks fairly soon, so I think we're fine. But that is something I'm going to add just to make this process a little bit easier until we get an actual automated farm or semi-automatic farm, because we're going to be needing so much dark oak. We are going to never probably want to use dark oak again for a while. I'll be streaming for a little over an hour, or about an hour. On Thursdays, I stream 7 a.m. until around 11 a.m. Central US time. And then on Tuesdays and Sundays, I start 30 minutes later at 7:30 US Central. Oops. And the reason for that is those are days that I get off work at 6 in the morning, and I want to make sure I have a little extra time after work. Otherwise, we'd be starting at 7 every day. Which I have thought about extending it and have Thursday start at 7:30 also, just to keep it the same. So may play around with the schedule a little bit more, but I've already said that we're trying it out. If it doesn't work, then we'll adjust and try again. Hey, smart call. Didn't know you could add an alias that way. Let me get where I can... Where was that? Oh, Spud sneaking in with a stretch. No, I missed that. Well, I'm gonna stretch as I bone meal this until I'm done, and then I'll do a proper stretch. Okay, so we don't have enough to do another one, and we're kind of at that point in time where I wanted to go ahead and switch over. Let's go ahead and get the few straggling pieces that are still in the water. Is it a sapling or a fish? Oop, and 1 stick left. Oh, I guess it doesn't work that way, because it just did the command. Dang it. Is there a way to add an alias that way? I hope so, that'd be really neat. So, let's fly back up. And we'll take a look and see how much moss, because we're going to need moss also. And I'll have to figure out a solution for a green terracotta. We may not actually do the cactus farm. I think we're going to rely on villagers, and this will split up the villagers back at our home base. That way we're not having... I mean, we already have the library there, and we've got the ones for the iron farm. So we're kind of getting a lot of villagers right now, so it's smart to go ahead and spread them out so they're not all loaded at the same time. According to the SE page, that should have worked, but it didn't. Strange. Yeah, Stream Elements has been kind of weird. I don't really watch much TV, Zexius. I've been into... I used to. Kind of all over the place. Marvel shows, Walking Dead, Sons of Anarchy. I've watched a lot of anime. Typically some sort of fantasy action. It could be superhero, like more high fantasy, sci-fi, Star Trek. I kind of want to be taken into another world, even if it's just our world changed, like Charmed or Buffy. Those were ones I loved. Oh geez, that's a kind of a hard one to throw at me. I think it's fair to say I've seen over 100 different anime at this point. It could be even higher now. Because there's a lot of times, yeah, there's times where I just binge. Oh wow, look at all the moss we already have. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause one last time. This is going to be the last break for stream. No, I haven't. Dee Dee's been watching Picard, but I've not seen any of the new Star Trek. I really want to see, was it Underdeck? The cartoon of it, where you get to see the more, I guess, lower ranking soldiers or officers or whatever, and what goes on with the main officers on around lower decks. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to see that one, but Picard too. But hey, let me go ahead and take this one last break. I'll be back, and then we'll start actually building up more of the tree. So stay tuned. And I'm back, everybody. Switch over to talking, and let me see what I missed while on my break. Picard is horrible on your feelings. Yes, you've told me it's very emotional. It's a very emotional one. Yeah, it's nice being into a fandom that someone else in your household is into, and they pay for the means to watch that fandom. That's really handy. I've been able to take advantage of a few things like that, with like a relative getting Disney Plus, or I guess I should say my wife's mother getting Disney Plus and being able to watch the Marvel shows and Star Wars on it. Oh, Assassination Classroom was great. We watched. There's been a lot of anime that I've watched in the last 10, 12 years. My wife is dyslexic, and makes it very difficult to be able to read the words and enjoy the visuals. Also, you kind of have to focus on just the words. So we were only watching stuff that had been dubbed, which luckily I actually enjoyed the dub for Assassination Classroom. Yes, an alien, kinda, who's invincible and fast in the speed of light, who teaches a class of, I think they were 8th graders, on how to assassinate him. And there were 2 seasons, if I remember right. But it's a really good one. I think there's even been some live action versions of it. I can't remember if it was a movie or a miniseries. And I don't think I finished Attack on Titan Season 3, so I'm fairly behind. Your typing's getting worse by the hour, oh no. You had to finish a movie for a podcast this evening? Ooh, Street Fighter, nice. Now had you not seen it, or were you just refreshing your memory on it? I'm assuming just refresher. Oh, thank you, baby. And thank you, Sabri. Appreciate it. And, I've not thanked everybody today, but thank you very much, everyone that's hosting. Dee Dee, Sabri, Lenore. Everyone that hosts does help out. I need to start doing this after every break, probably, and maybe even mention it once in the beginning of stream. But, and thank everybody. But when you host, it doesn't matter if people are watching your page or not. The more the host, I believe, the better. But just the simple fact of hosting, if someone has enough hosts, or enough people hosting them, then they're more likely to show up on the recommended streamers that show on the left side of Twitch. So it's a real easy, free way to host. You can do it on PC or mobile, and there's actually instructions there, thank you, Dee Dee, on how to do that. And it's just a good way to support somebody. So it doesn't have to be me, but if you're a member of the community and you really want to help out, try to host people. Try to if you can, have someone hosted all the time if you can. So when one streamer is done, host somebody else. I try to as much as I can, and it's just an easy way to, again, just free support basically. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back in. I like to be fresh before records. Yeah, I thought so. Fresh boy. I'm fresh to death. So I guess if we want to see your opinion on it, we'll have to actually listen to the podcast. Okay, so let's actually dump some of this stuff off and clear out our inventory a little bit more so we can pick up a bunch of the moss. We can put that up. And we also need to craft up these real quick. and 9. And, oh, well, hello, friend. You know, it's not the lighthouse. I didn't actually make a roll out here, so I guess you're fine. You just did Big Trouble in Little China? Dude, that's definitely one I'm going to have to watch or listen to. That's one of my favorite action movies since I was young. Like, that's getting Kurt Russell, like, in his heyday. I loved it. Did not need to go all this far up. There we go. And this is probably way more moss than we need. And now we're going to use a different aspect of Lightmatica than I've used on stream before. Yeah, I love a movie from the POV of a bumbling sidekick. Or, in the case of, like, the Green Hornet, it was actually the quote-unquote the hero. But to me, it was kind of the same thing. So let's turn our render back on. And then we're going to bring up our menu. Go to Render Layers. And do Single Layer. And I've got it to where I can press page up or page down to cycle through the layers. And then if we... Let's see. I wish there was a way to turn off... anyways. Jump over to the material list and turn that on. Why isn't it giving us our material list? Ah, that's why. So it's going to show the materials we need per level. So at this level, let's see, we'll turn the HUD on. Now the only downside is we do have to update this each time. So at this point we don't need any more moss actually. It's all... oh, we're going to need some strip dark oak. Oof. I forgot we needed strip dark oak. Where's a good place to do this at? That's right, I was using the strip dark oak as to texture it. Oops. So we're just going to do this for a little bit. Isn't this fun? Right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. What can I get rid of? I guess the moss is the best thing to get rid of here. Otherwise, it's all going to spread out and I'm going to lose stuff. And let's see, where is it? There we go. Now we can actually see how much we have. I'll just do a stack, that way we can pick our moss back up. $47. That should put us at 61. Okay, I was one off. Oh, nope, here's one. 62. Is there any other stragglers I missed? No? Okay. And then where did that go? How did we end up with... Oh, that's why. Oh, I need some water. Good point, Sabri. It was a comic first, or did they do a comic afterwards? Okay, and we've got our layer selected. Another thing we're going to do is bring up the configuration menu and go to easy place mode. This will only allow us to place the right block in the right spots. It won't let us place anything else. It's going to give us this message: action prevented by the easy place mode. So prepare to have that spammed a lot, but it makes placing with schematics very easy. It does let you place them in the wrong way though, which is why you're going to see the orange here. But other than that, it's just click. And the only thing that's going to be left over is the dirt. So there is some dirt here that's... we'll know at that point. Okay, we're not placing it because it's dirt, so we'll just have to go grab some, and that won't be hard at all. Comic after. It is a bonus episode. Oh, one of your patrons picked it. And as far as the terrain goes here, I'm going to go ahead and build everything first, at least get it up and above the terrain, and then where it intersects, then we'll change things. But I think a lot of it's going to be easily just covered up or built from it. We'll also place extra moss blocks around just to have it blend in. Huh. Is all of that just dirt then? I think the comic series is on Hoopla. If you have a library card, you can read them for free. Good to know. This must be a lot of dirt in this one, but this seems... Oh, green terracotta. Right, I forgot. I forgot about the green terracotta. So that's the other thing we're going to have to get. So like these, I'll probably leave because they're going to get covered up. These side ones, I guess we should break since they can be seen. We don't want to see the dirt. Let me place a few more moss and then I can pick that up. There we go. The schematics that you got from Mo? 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 Who's Mo? Do I know Mo? Have a good lurk, Dave. Okay, so that's all terracotta probably. We're not going to worry about this one because it's not going to be seen. Try to save on blocks as much as we can. Although saving just a few here really isn't going to matter in the long term of things. Mocraft, she's a friend from 8-Bit who's on Crafty Ones. Oh, okay. I thought I heard the name before. Crafty Ones would be why. Because I'd never watched 8-Bit. We'll go this way. And we're not going to have all the dark oak we need. We're going to have to strip out almost another stack. We'll just probably go ahead and do another stack. Ow. A friend of Malcolm. Oh, right. There is one problem with easy place mode. And wait, I think I did a hotkey for that. Isn't it Control E? Yes. Okay. Yeah, it won't even let you interact with things, unfortunately. Oh, I don't know if I asked you, Sabri, because I've not been able to really catch Malcolm, and I know he's busy and kind of going through things with everything going on, so I've given him his space and everything. But there's a friend of his that does the like beard wash and oils and stuff like that. Do you happen to remember who? There we go, I didn't have it on this time. Who that was? Didn't know if it was one of those things that you had heard him talk about it enough that it was just kind of ingrained. So much to do. It's like, which way do I go? Oh well. Oh. Yeah, I miss watching him too. Of course, I think at this point I wouldn't even be able to catch him. Just because of the schedule differences. I get it though, life happens sometimes and there's really no choice. One thing I will say about using doing things this way and using the pick block with Lightmatica, by default it's only going to use the first 5 slots in your hotbar. I really hate the fact that it replaces my tools, and there's an easy way in the menu. You'll see it. It's listed like 1, 2, 3 all the way to 5. And just change the numbers there and it will change what slots it can use. So I have mine set up to use 4, 5, and 6. Oh yeah, I forgot in Zog too. Yeah. It does kind of suck, yeah. Wrong wood. There we go. And looks like we're going this way now. See, one that I used to really enjoy was Praz. And that he did, I don't know if he's really back, but he did do a stream, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. But it wasn't his Minecraft world, it was New World. Which, I mean, it was great to see him back, but I'm really not interested in watching that game. So it just really wasn't the same. Prost just had some of the most beautiful builds. And playing in ultra hardcore. Just even, just going even that extra mile is quite impressive. So here's what I was talking about. I won't replace all of the ground. These will get covered up as we go up a layer. As such, so we really don't need to. Same with these, we'll probably be building over it. Well, good morning, Yummy. Good to see ya. Okay, so I've already been through to these. Have I already done these? No. Okay, then we'll head this way. Like this one needs to change. Why did I do that? Oh well. Doing pretty good. How about yourself? Still don't have any room. I'm more actually worried about the apple. Well, we don't need the seeds actually. I guess we'd take the saplings over that. Anything else we really don't need? No. Yeah, we're good. The rest can just disappear. Not good. Things haven't gotten any better at all. I'm sorry to hear that. You're doing okay, Saber? You're just waiting for the week to be over? See, the end of most people's week is the beginning of mine. Because I start work on Friday night. Here we go. Here's where we can get a lot more work done. And some of these deeper parts, not here as much, but where it goes 3 deep, I'm going to have to kind of plan it out more of what we're doing to blend it in. You unintentionally hurt someone and now feel like a real jerk. That does suck when it happens. I've been there. Hopefully they can forgive you though. Especially with it being unintentional. And we're almost out of stripped dark oak, so we'll need to convert some more fairly soon. And we're out now. Let's see. Where's a better spot? Over here looks to be better. Oh, there's a witch over there. There is a witch farm here. This will work over here. You don't think you will, and that's the part that hurts. I've been there too. Also not a fun one. Oh, well, you know that whatever happened, it was unintentional. Things happen, they don't always play out the way that we want. And I hope you don't beat yourself up over it too much. We'll just do it this way. There we go. How much more do we need? 17? Mari, hey. Good to see ya. How are you doing today? Cool, that's all the strip we need. So the only thing material-wise we're missing on this layer now is just 90 green terracotta, which is just gonna have to wait. No dirt though, so we've gotten enough dirt. Dumbest part is that, yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. I appreciate it, Mari. We'll have to run some sometime soon. Not today, though. We're going to be coming up to the end of stream somewhat soon. But I'm going to try to get as much of this layer done as I can. I'll come over here. Oops. Turn that back on and break the moss. Hydrate and stretch. Okay. We'll stretch first. Okay. And then hydrate. Hello, Christine. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, food and sleep time soon. You need to make some food too. I really didn't need to do that one, but I did. Okay, so now we're going over this way. At least now we're getting a path, basically, to get around easier. You know what? I think a lot of this may be showing. So I'm just gonna try to place everything here. And I'm not gonna worry about the exact placement on some of this. You're not gonna be up and close to all the little details this far out, really. Okay, that's done. A big stretch of stuff we have material for. That's nice. And there's a few different colors of terracotta we're gonna need. We're gonna need green. I think it may be the one that we need the most of. Maybe brown? I can't remember if we need black or not. And I know we're gonna need yellow. I think that's it. So we're gonna need to get a couple stonemasons of each one, probably. Where else? Over on that side. And back there. Of course, one way to check and see what else is needed is empty your inventory. And then you'll see, because right now it's counting the stuff that we have available. The stuff that's in our inventory. So this is all going to be green terracotta. Oh, a little bit of dirt we missed earlier. Okay. Yes, yellow and black are wasp colors. The yellow's gonna be used for the like tree, kind of tree rot that's coming out of it. And the black is for the charred bits, which are around where the lightning strike ran down it. Now this one over here is probably a moss. Yep. We got back here. I think we've already been here and checked that. Yes, we have. I think that's one layer done. Other than what we don't have. So let me do what I just suggested. Let me go ahead and empty my inventory. Get up. Thank you. Oh, turn off easy place mode. And if you look down there, the only thing we're missing is green terracotta. So everything on this layer now that was showing red missing is going to be green terracotta. So a little bit over here, but most of it's over in this area. And it was to add more of a texture to the mossy areas, so it wasn't just all that one bright green. Yeah, let me go ahead and fly up. So I wanted to check on this and see how much moss we have right now. And we're at we have one chest full. And none's in there. So again, that's just going to keep running and running as long as we need it to. I'm going to try to keep it just constantly going as much as we can. Yeah, it does kind of look like a parkour course. It's making it pretty easy to get around instead of swimming all the time. But let's see. If we turn off the render now, and now go in the free cam, now you can actually appreciate what we've done. And you can see the outline of this is pretty much the widest points. So even back down there where one of the roots goes real far, like this one, and some of these are like digging in right away. And then others are going to be erupting through the through the ground here. But yep, this is just the start of the giant project. Now, off stream, I'm going to work on this and get everything that's in the water completed. So let's turn the render back on and I'll drop it down one block. So let's see. There's a bunch of red over here. So like right there, some of this I've already done. I've done a lot of it, but I don't believe I did all of it. Let me drop there. I wasn't down all the way. Now you're gonna see more red. Where like if I turn this off, you can see it's just floating right now. And then after that, there is no other layer done. So anything floating at that point, I'm going to have to do myself. And just blend it into the terrain to make it be more natural. And then we'll have to start working on up here. So actually, while I'm here, let's just take a look. So we've got green terracotta. Let's go back to this and refresh. Okay, here's what we need for the layer under the water. Dark oak and moss we've got. We're going to need even more green terracotta, stripped dark oak, some dirt. That's all fine once we get the terracotta figured out. And then that copper we can ignore. That was just part of, that was the block I put down to make the selection box easier. But the main thing here is we're going to need, let's see, 214 green terracotta so far. And then if we go back up here and then go up another layer, this we've barely touched on. And bring this up and refresh. And it's the same thing. We're going to need another 40 terracotta, so we're going to need several stacks of it. But we'll just, with easy placement and having the materials on us and going layer by layer, we'll be able to build it up. And I'll fly up here. Okay, so just by using the same method and having the materials we need for each layer, it's gonna just make it more manageable, and we'll just keep working up layer after layer. It's going to start to get smaller, as everything starts to combine to form the trunk, which will make our life easier. And some of these we won't be able to do layer by layer exactly, the mushroom specifically, because we'll need the blocks above to be able to hang the roots from. And yeah, we'll just keep going. About here, it's going to be kind of the same. It'll just be changing shape, but it won't be really changing size as much. It does start to get smaller about there. And I can actually go to where do I need to go for that? Back to the configuration menu. There. Not where I'm at. There, that's more manageable. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be the kind of big grind project we'll be working on in this world. And another thing we'll be doing is getting up different farms we'll need for other blocks, working with the villagers to get them in this area, and just have this running in the background. We'll also be doing a lot of just the sheer amount of dark oak we'll need. We'll be grinding away at this. Maybe doing one of the semi-automatic ones if we've got enough room. And we can actually use the hologram here to go ahead and see how much room we have to work with on each level. So we don't have to worry about starting the build and realizing, oh, we're going to get in the way of the tree. We can't do that. But for now, we can turn that off and get out of the free cam. Actually, I want to be down here. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Oh, Pixel, sorry for the bad timing. We're actually kind of calling it now. It's getting late for DD and I. So we're gonna have to be ending this soon, and both of us gotta go get something or figure out dinner and eat and everything. So thanks for stopping by, though. Appreciate seeing ya. I'm glad we were able to get that straightened out and get you back in on the Discord server. But yeah, let's see who's on, and we can go ahead and get out of this. I know you guys are loving the automated noises here. I actually do. Again, it's starting to sound like a proper industrial district. Thank you, Christine. Thank you very much, and I hope you do as well. So let me go ahead and pause that, and we'll switch over to talking for a little bit. Is there any way to play with me on Vault Hunters? Vault Hunters, I play Vault Hunters on the Polaris SMP. This was put together by Great Lakes Girl, also known as Legs. It is a private whitelisted server. The purpose of it is for Legs to introduce this to close friends, excuse me. It was for her to introduce it to close friends within the community and learn Vault Hunters. I honestly don't know how many, if any, more people are going to be joining. I was the newest, but then Spikers joined, and it's been some time since then, and I don't know. I don't know if they're looking to add any more. I'm not really part of the decision making for that. But it is going to be limited to people who are known around the community and that we don't have to really worry about. Savory says she doesn't think that Legs has plans for more. I kind of thought we were at kind of a max level of people. Any more active players, and we could actually have more lag trouble on the server. Vault Hunters is quite resource intensive, especially when you're having 2 or more people running separate vaults at a time, or just having a lot of the automation that's involved with it. So I think we may be kind of at that limit right now. But look at me, I'm not even pulling up Twitch and seeing who's on, so let's take a look. So there's the raid messages. The first one's if you are not subbed. The second one with the emotes is if you are subscribed. If you aren't subbed, why don't you go ahead if you can and just give a sub. It really helps me out. It is what I'm trying to work towards, is doing this as a job, as a career rather. And well, I think we will go say hi to Music Man and see how he's doing in his speed runs. He's doing, if I understand correctly, this is a mod or a certain seed or something where you just have much better luck, so you're able to really cut the speed runs down. It doesn't count towards normal speedrun times, but it's definitely interesting to watch. I think I've got that correctly. But yeah, let's go ahead and send the love that way. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for the bits, Lazar. Thank you for subscribing, Zexiest. And yeah, thanks everyone for lurking, for hosting. But we're going to go send the love over to the man that makes the wonderful music you've been listening to all stream. So go ahead and check out my schedule for when I stream next. It's going to be Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Central US time, and it will be another hardcore stream. Until then, I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And this is Viper signing out.